former public employees that have moved on to other jobs could see their public pension plans wiped out under the government's new pension reform plan, down from the current 50%. The new Honam KTX line will bypass Sodaejeon Station to faster serve Korea Southwest. More bullet trains running between Seoul and Daejeon will compensate. And drug smuggling is on the rise, with more than 50 kilograms of smuggled methamphetamine discovered last year, a 10-year high. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Friday, February 6th. I'm Luke Clary. The government has presented a new reform plan for the public employee pension program. Currently, up to 50% of the pension is paid out to government employees who have taken other jobs, but the revised plan calls for absolutely no pension payment to those working in private companies or public agencies.
At present, a public employee can receive up to 50% of the pension, depending on the current income, if re-employed by a public corporation or private business. The essence of the government's pension reform plan is not to pay pension at all if employed, whether it be a public agency or private company. The government's plan is tougher than the one proposed by the Saenuri Party that was applied only to public institutions.
퇴직 후 공기업과 민간기업에 취업했을 때 고액 연봉도 받고 연금도 받고 하는 이중 혜택에 대한 문제 제기가 꾸준히 있어 왔습니다.
The government has also decided to maintain the current level of retiring allowance. This is different from the ruling party's plan, which called for revising the allowance now standing at 39% of the private sectors. The government will also continue on with the pay less, receive less scheme. However, the pension payment rate has been set higher than the Saenuri Party's proposal. Also, the minimum enrollment period needed for receiving pension was shortened to 10 years. Now that both the ruling party and the government have each proposed a pension reform plan, it's time for the opposition party or the Public Employees Union to step up and produce a reform plan of their own.
In an effort to meet the needs of passengers in all regions, when the Honam high-speed railway opens in April, KTX trains bound for Korea's southwestern regions will go straight there without stopping at Sodaejeon Station. Meanwhile, passengers will also be able to use bullet trains running exclusively between Seoul and the Sodaejeon Station.
When the Honam high-speed railway begins its operations this coming April, all KTX trains bound for the nation's southwestern regions will go there directly without stopping at Sodaejeon Station. That's according to the KTX Operation Plan announced by the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport. The number of bullet trains bound for the southwestern regions will be increased on weekends by 6 to a total of 68. They will all run on the high-speed railway connecting Osong Station in North Chungcheong Province to Gongju, Iksan, Cheongup, and Gwangju Songjeong stations. Unlike the current bullet trains bound for the southwestern regions, the new Honam line doesn't include stopovers at Sodaejeon Station. Instead, the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport will launch bullet trains running exclusively between Seoul and Sodaejeon Station and South Chungcheong Province, so that passengers living in these areas can continue to use the KTX services. These trains will run about 18 times a day. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport says that its plans for the operation of the Honam KTX line meets the needs of residents in both the nation's southwestern regions and the city of Daejeon.
Drug smuggling is on the rise every year in Korea. More than 50 kilograms of smuggled methamphetamine were discovered last year. That's the highest in 10 years. More alarming is that a growing number of teenagers are purchasing new drugs.
A plastic bag filled with methamphetamine is discovered under the false bottom of an icebox. The 4-kilogram bag is worth nearly $12 million on the market and enough for 130,000 people to use simultaneously. Korean customs authorities discovered 50.8 kilograms of meth last year. worth over $137 million. It's the largest amount seized since 2004. The authorities uncovered 308 cases of drug smuggling last year, including meth, amounting to 71.7 kilograms of narcotics in total. That's a 21% increase in the number of smuggling incidents and a 54% rise in the weight of raided drugs. China, Hong Kong, and Mexico have emerged as major drug supplying nations to Korea. There is also a big jump in drugs smuggled through international mail by ordinary citizens. The number of drug raids rose 60%, and the amount seized tripled compared to a year ago. Alarmingly, drug smuggling by teenagers has soared, with 10 arrests taking place in 2014 alone. Most of the smuggled drugs were new types, such as synthetic marijuana. The Korea Customs Service plans to strengthen its surveillance of international mail and express packages and establish narcotics task forces at local airports and seaports.
Subway line number 9 connecting Seoul's western and southern areas is the most congested line during the morning rush hour. The situation has gotten so serious that some passengers are calling the line the subway from hell.
A subway train arrives at Gayang Station in Seoul at 8 a.m. As soon as the doors open, passengers rush to board the train. The train becomes packed in no time, but when it stops at the next station, even more passengers get in. This has been happening every day during the morning rush hour. The 4 most congested subway sections in Seoul are all found on line number 9. The problem began with pilot operations of the line's new section, which is to open next month. The frequency of train operation has been cut more than 10% as the section became longer, while the number of trains has remained unchanged. Complaints from passengers have been pouring in.
사람들마다 다 너무나 밀착이 돼 있기 때문에 제대로 몸을 움직일 수도 없고요. 그리고 제가 볼 때는 한 번 정말 사고가 난다면 대형 참사에 이르지 않을까.
Concerns are rising that the problem may become much worse when the new section opens next month and more passengers start using subway line number 9. Passengers will likely be forced to continue to experience inconveniences for the time being, as it will take at least 2 years to launch the operation of additional subway trains.
A team of researchers at a Korean university have identified the gene that regulates how the roots of our teeth develop. The discovery is expected to help with the treatment of periodontal diseases and the development of so-called bioteeth grown from a person's own stem cells.
This dental hospital is packed with people getting treatment for their aching teeth and gums. This 50-something-year-old patient suffering from a periodontal disease has an inflamed tooth root.
아파갖고 욱신그래갖고 저녁에 잠을 못 잘 정도로 아팠어요, 맞아요.
Dentists at the Jeonbuk National University have found a gene that could provide a fundamental solution to treating periodontal diseases. The research team compared a mouse capable of synthesizing a gene called Asterix and a mouse that could not. The teeth of the mouse with Asterix were normal, while those of the Asterix-absent mouse were short or thin. Without Asterix, mother cells cannot divide, and dentin, a component making up most of a tooth, cannot form. This ultimately means that roots cannot be generated either. The Jeonbuk National University team was the first in the world to identify this process.
오스테릭스라고 하는 유전자가 치아 뿌리 형성을 조절하는 중요한 핵심적인 유전자임을.
The discovery is certain to spur on the development of treatments for damaged teeth or dental tissues, as well as in cutting-edge bioteeth research.
It's been more than 2 months since a fixed book price system took effect, and though the system has been taking hold without any major snags, the price bubble remains.
This bookstore has been run by several generations of one family for 4 decades. It was once on the verge of closure, but recently things have been looking up. Thanks to subsidies provided by the Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education, Since the implementation of the fixed book price system, even small bookstores can now survive in the market. Counter to initial concerns over serious potential losses, large online bookstores haven't seen significant changes in their operating profits, while their sales have decreased only slightly. But the price bubble, which was a determining factor of the success or failure of the fixed book price system, remains an issue. A survey conducted by the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism shows that prices of newly published books fell 11% on average since the implementation of the fixed price system. That's far below the expectations of consumers who are more used to discounts of up to 20 or 30%. Marketing strategies capitalizing on exceptions from the fixed price system, such as additional discounts for credit cards issued by partner companies, also pose challenges in eliminating the price bubble.
Heavy snow fell in Gangwon province on the east coast on Thursday. The beginning of spring, according to the lunar calendar, has just passed, but Gangwon province remains in the thick of winter. Take a look at the beautiful snowy landscape on the nation's east coast.
With waves crashing in, the beach is covered with snow. It's truly a winter beach scene. A nearby lagoon is also engulfed in snow against the backdrop of a mountain range. Lush lakeside pine forests are also seen with lumps of snowflakes on the tree branches.
오늘 같은 날은 진짜 평생 가도 못 볼 정도로 이 아름다운 환경을 보호합니다.
A 600-year-old village of tile-roofed houses has instantly turned into a picturesque oriental painting. Snow has generously fallen on the tiled and thatched roofs and also on stone walls. It's still very much winter in the mountains. It's in fact the peak time for a winter mountain hike to view the dazzling white scenery, though bouts of snowstorms may hit from time to time.
가슴이 뻥 뚫리는 느낌? 너무 좋죠. 일상 탈출.
Dried pollock, a Gangwon province delicacy, deepens in taste under the falling snow. Spring is surely on its way, but winter is still going strong in some parts of the country.
The Korean boy band VIX has signed an exclusive contract with big-name Japanese music label Victor, the first by any Korean singer. Perhaps the deal can rekindle a weakening Korean wave pop culture boom in Japan. Here's a roundup of culture and entertainment news.
Six-member boy band VIX has inked an exclusive contract with major Japanese music label Victor Entertainment. VIX has been garnering considerable attention in Japan since its debut there last year. The contract with Victor may help to serve as a fresh turning point for the Korean wave boom in the island nation, which has been on the wane recently. Girl group 4 Minute song Cold Rain has topped the weekly music video chart on Inwe Tai, the largest music portal in China. Cold Rain, 4 Minute's first ballad number, has been gaining popularity in China since its release on January 26th, reaching the upper ranks on Inwe Tai. A new historical drama series on KBS, The Book of Corrections, will air its first episode on February 14th. The film crew said the drama will faithfully portray the political and diplomatic situation in the time of the 7-year Imjin War with Japan. They vowed to have the series match the level of 정도전, another KBS historical drama that was a major hit last year.
The icy weather is hard to bear for many in Korea. Here's how to keep your body temperature at the ideal level and boost your immune system during the coldest season.
Experts say that when the body temperature falls by just 1 degree Celsius, the immune system weakens more than 30%. On the other hand, when the body temperature rises by 1 degree, the immune system becomes more than 5 times stronger.
체온이 어느 정도 유지된다라는 거는 우리 몸에서 적절한 대사가 이루어지고 있다는 걸 의미하게 되고요. 그렇게 돼서 우리 몸의 면역력이 유지된다고 볼 수 있습니다.
One of the ways to raise your body temperature is by chewing. After just 15 minutes of chewing, which is the average duration of a meal, your body temperature may go up 2 degrees.
꼭꼭 씹어서 드시고 또 규칙적인 식사를 하시는 것도 면역력 상승이나 인지기능 향상에 큰 도움이 될 것이라고 생각합니다.
Here's how to raise your body temperature using easy-to-find everyday items. To make a natural hot pack, put some red beans in a cotton bag and heat them in a microwave for over 3 minutes. Plum seeds have an excellent heat-storing property, while flax seeds are also perfect for hot packs because they're highly resistant to insects and have antibacterial properties. Some foods also help push up the body temperature a notch. One such food is thinly sliced ginger mixed with honey. You can enjoy it as a tea. Garlic not only helps keep your body temperature high, but also prevents cold hands and feet. Tea made with cinnamon and jujubes will also raise your body temperature to the right level. Another way to keep your body warm is by exercising holding a dish.
접시 돌리기 운동은 우리 몸의 6대 관절인 어깨, 팔꿈치, 손목, 고관절, 무릎, 발목을 사용하는 전신 운동이고
After performing the exercise, this woman's body temperature was found to have risen about 2 degrees. Here's how to do it. Step your right foot forward and bend the knee. Then raise your right hand while keeping your left hand behind your back. Place a dish in your hand, stretch out your arm, and move it upward in the shape of a number 8. Your palm should stay in a horizontal position. By raising your body temperature, you can boost your immune system and keep fit during the cold season.
And now let's take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.